Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Reels and Riddims, brought to you by Carry On Friends in partnership with The Style to the Vibes and Breadfruit Media. Reels and Riddims brings you commentary, reviews, and perspectives to the world of TV, film, and concerts with enough, plenty, whole heap of vibes as only Michaela and I can. And we're doing this through the lens of Caribbean culture, Caribbean American culture, immigrant experiences, and first generation experiences. And it's important for us to call that out because, you know, all of these things inform our views and opinions. And I'm excited about this episode because it's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. Not
Sing it out,
Christmas.
vice out,
Not
vice it
Chris
out.
not Christmas. It's Christmas. We have to get
Christmas,
it right. Christmas.
Christmas. That's how
Mm-hmm.
we say it. Yes, yes. It definitely is about to be the holiday season, so this is like right on topic. So, and as I was rewatching for the upteenth time,
Mm.
Sinai comes in and says, "You always watch this movie." I said, "Well, it's a holiday movie."
Ping,
She's like,
ping,
"Yeah, I
ping.
know you always watch this around the holiday." I was like, "Well, it's so good. It should be watched every year." So we are talking about none other than Boxing Day.
But before we get into Boxing Day, so that is on our Reels list. So Reels list is like a playlist of sorts of movies around a familiar theme. And since we're talking about Christmas and Boxing Day, um, we should have a list of movies that we like to watch around the Christmas season. So, what are your other than the one that we're about to talk about? What are your favorite Christmas movies?
Definitely A Christmas Story. I watch that every year. I still think it's funny. It's like old school middle America funny. Home Alone, Boxing Day. This Christmas I do like. And then there was this other one. What's the one with Danny Glover and
Oh, so you
Monique?
have all of my favorites. So
See it
what
there,
is
see it there, see it there,
so
see it
my
there, see it there.
favorites are Home Alone, Elf,
Oh,
This
Elf is good.
Christmas with Regina King. That bathroom scene every time gets
Every
me.
time,
And
every
the one with Danny Glover is called Almost Christmas. Who
almost
puts
Christmas.
paprika in the potato salad? And she's like, everybody. Uh, th- and
Uh,
Monique in that, like,
yeah, she's the star of that one for
yes,
sure, for sure,
yes.
for sure.
No, actually, the kids are the stars when they have the phone propped up and doing all the emoji because they got kicked out of the room
Hmm.
because it was adult conversations.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely funny. So I'm glad we have some of the same Christmas movies on repeat, and I'm looking forward to watching all of them. I've already watched Elf already for the umpteenth time. And
Santa.
so,
Oh
yeah,
my
and I
god,
went
Will
through
Ferrell is just hilarious. He's like a big child. So
it's
do your kids like these same movies, or they found their own, or they haven't really
definitely
found their own yet?
definitely Elf and Home Alone. Definitely
Hmm.
those. I don't know what else they watched. So that also make Boxing Day one of our favorite. We're not gonna go too much in a Boxing Day. A Boxing Day come from the UK, the holiday itself. If you are not familiar with Boxing Day, it is the day after Christmas. It's the 26th of December. I wrote a whole blog post on this as to how the holiday is traditionally celebrated, but I'll definitely drop the link so you become more aware of what the holiday originally means and what people still try to do around Boxing Day. But we are talking about Run It, Michaela.
Yes, so Boxing Day is about a British author who lives in America. His name is Melvin. He is played by Emil
Amin.
Amel Amin. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've seen him in stuff like oh, now all of his
He
stuff is
he was
escaping me. He
no, he
played
was
Martin Luther
recent
King.
king, yep, in Rustin.
Rustin. Yes, yes.
Okay. So
So the movie is about Emil Amin, who plays Melvin. He is a British writer who brings home his newly fiance. We open, the movie, and he is proposing to her, played by Asia Naomi King, who you might know from How to Get Away with Murder.
murder.
She plays Michaela. Uh, no, no, no relations there, but and Leanne Pinnock is his ex-girlfriend in the UK. And so the drama is really Melvin is bringing his fiance home for Christmas, Boxing Day, which is a big celebration for his family. So this will be the first time they are meeting the fiance, hearing about her. And they are still in love with his ex-girlfriend. Well, some are still have an affinity for his ex-girlfriend. So it goes into the relationship, why he left the UK, why he came back. So it has this entire Christmas. It's entirely Christmas themed because of the time of year that he brings her around. So it has a lot of traditional elements around Christmas and gift giving and families getting together and what that looks and feels like. And it's very British Jamaican. Um, the ex-girlfriend is actually half Nigerian and half white, so you get the mix of Nigerian and white people in the movie as well. Sorry. And then it really just talks about the turmoil within the family. So I think in a comedic way. And Emil Amin actually wrote this film, and it is available on Amazon Prime Video. So if you have Amazon Prime and you have Amazon Video, and you can watch it there. I don't think I miss anything.
Well, we just want to big up Marianne Jean Baptiste, who plays Melvin's mom, and she
Hmm.
is a veteran actress, not just in the UK, but she's appeared in films here as well. There's a lot. Like I've seen her in enough roles. Um, Martina Laird plays one of the aunts, and she was in the Disney live action Little Mermaid the
Hmm.
other day.
Hmm.
Um, the father's character, I can't remember his name right now. His
Bilal,
real Bilal, right?
Robbie
But
G, played
Robbie
by
G,
Robbie G.
right? He was in Desmond's, so I remembered him from the series Desmond's, which was
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And he was also in Small Axe. He played the Rasta in the jail.
Yes, yes. Was
Um,
was Josh the little cousin? Was he in Small X too?
Yes, he
He
played
played
Alex Wheatley.
Alex.
So
Okay,
both of
okay,
them were in the same. So I was
got it.
going to him next
Mhm,
in there. So again, what I love about British TV is especially for black actors, you can see that they're a close-knit community. They're usually on each other's projects, and we get to familiarize ourselves with them and who they are because we can see them across multiple projects. So, yeah. All right. So, as Michaela said, how dear Melvin bring this American, this Yankee? I mean, the reaction.
How dare him bring him
Uh,
American gal
yeah.
woman?
So the auntie in the salon's reaction said when he fell in love with that American girl, she said, American? Me, we find you a nice Jamaican girl, church girl. I mean, in the salon a quarry like American, you know. And every culture has its reaction to the beloved son having someone outside the culture come in and what that
Hmm.
potentially means. But there were just so many things about Boxing Day that, and I feel like I've recommended it to some people and they didn't like it. I don't care. I've watched it a bajillion times. And the time you called me back in a 2000, what, 2022 or 20, no, a 2021, you tell me? I
Hmm.
mean, me light up the Christmas candle and bungle up and watch it.
Yeah.
It's just such a I like
It's a feel good movie. It's
yeah.
and I think it's a romantic comedy. It's still funny. It's not like barrel full of laugh, your belly hurts, you laugh. But it's like a nice chuckle. It's a beautiful story. And we don't get a whole lot of, black leads in Christmas stories that are something that is actually decent enough to watch
Mhm.
every year from a Christmas standpoint. A lot of Christmas movies tend to be romantic and cheesy and reindeer and Santa and some of it when it's good like Elf. But this is really more about family and getting together and traditions and really incorporates Jamaican culture, UK culture in a kind of fused way that feels natural to a lot and relatable to a lot of people. Like even if you're not British or you're not Jamaican, you would enjoy it as just an easy watch. Like the first time I watched it was on Boxing Day. I had my black cake, which me do every year. I don't have no black cake on Christmas Day. I wait until the day after Christmas and have my cake with my little tea. I'm gonna sit down in front of the TV and have about 2, 3 slice and watch movie. That is my Boxing Day. That's what me do. Don't leave me alone. Me not come off your couch. Me do all my cooking. Me cook for the people them. The present them is done. Boxing Day is my day to relax, and that's how I do it.
So, what's a tradition that you have? What I also loved about the show was the sister and when the sister who is now kind of a personal assistant to the ex-girlfriend and she
Mm-hmm.
goes into the room to cheer up the ex-girlfriend because the boyfriend what she have cheat on her,
Mm-hmm.
and then she's like she hold up her hand like this and say, "Burn a waste man, burn the man them," and then they take the bat and beat up the blow up doll, mash up her waist man.
Yes, that was so like it's those little moments that make it like enjoyable because it's kind of like that's what you would do for your girlfriend or a good friend in time of need. Go ahead.
Also, um, something special is coming to Carry On Friends, but um, a little chunk of this. So when Melvin is talking to his girlfriend, and she asks him a question, he starts making that throat noise that I dislike. He start going, I dislike it. Right? She's like, I know something is wrong. You're making that funny throat noise. you know, Caribbean people know what that is, right? I don't know if other people do it. I just know that, you know, fewer people do it wholly.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started laughing because, you know, she was just like, "What is this?" She looked genuinely perplexed, like, "What is this thing that you're doing?" And then the other thing, there was a little Easter egg, some Easter eggs throughout, like maybe two throughout the movie. So Emil is half Jamaican, half Saint Vincent. So there was a scene in his room where on the ledge there was a little Saint Vincent flag on the ledge. And then when
Me
the
never even
auntie,
catch that.
yeah, I saw it the first time. I was like, wait, I thought they were Jamaican. And then I realized that he
Mm-hmm.
was I don't know, one of his parents come from St. Vincent. So that's him.
Maybe it's the mom.
So
Hmm.
maybe it's him. I recognize that was him just,
Yeah.
paying homage to that side.
Yeah.
But also in the scene where the auntie was like, well, Vincy Curry. I was just like, how this come in? Like there was quarreling about the making the curry goat and watery like Vincy Curry. I was like, what does that have to do with anything? The first time I watched it, and it was only after the fact that I realized, oh, he's from St. Vincent, so they kind of found a way to pull in
Mm-hmm.
something that had a conversation around St. Vincent. But I absolutely loved it. The thing about this project, and I'm glad that Emil was able to do it, is that what I've noticed with this project and McQueen's project as well, the director of Small Acts, is that, it's just another observation that these actors of Caribbean descent or heritage, they had to establish themselves in mainstream Hollywood before they were able to create their own project around the culture.
Mhm.
So, another exception, he's not Caribbean, but him love Caribbean culture, is Idris, right? Idris
Mhm.
is the director of Yachty, right?
Mhm.
And so he had to go through all these roles before he was able to create a project that he felt resonated with him,
Mhm.
and he chose Jamaican culture. But um all of that to say that that is an interesting thread that I've observed,
Mhm.
that mainstream actors of Caribbean heritage, once they've established themselves, their first project that gets greenlit, it's something around their culture.
And I think that's a good thing because it allows them to um show their chops, and then they get behind the camera and do writing, directing, that sort of thing, that they're capable of doing. And who better to tell our stories than people who come from our culture? So I think it's a great nod. It's a great way in, and I definitely want to see more of it.
Absolutely. All right. So here we are. We are down to what are we rating Boxing Day upon the Hawk scent?
I think accent wise, I would give it 3.5.
I'm 3.
Okay.
I'm 3. Again, it wasn't perfect, um, but it was doable. It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I did cringe, the way that Melvin cringed when his American girlfriend was trying to talk Jamaican. I was like, oh no.
Actually, she wasn't the cringeworthy part for me. It was more Auntie Valerie. That, like, it just, something was off about her.
The
The
heavy set auntie.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
She's the
yeah,
the one from, yeah.
yeah.
That mm,
But I like she captured the essence of her character. And even um the ex-girlfriend, what's her name? I keep calling her ex-girlfriend by the father.
uh
Georgia's
Georgia.
parents, her dad. I don't know, something was just off with some of the aunts and the uncles. Like, that scene was just so rich. Like, I think the kids were fine because a lot
Yeah.
of kids, if their parents came from
Yeah,
the
it's
islands, they were born in, the UK, then they may or may not have the accent. And they also incorporate their own um slang into it. So the kids were all fine. It was the aunties and the uncles that were a little
no,
off for
they
me.
were off, right?
Yeah.
That the
Yeah.
the
So
they
it wasn't even Lisa. Like,
No,
Lisa to
her,
me
it was
sounded,
cringe. It was cringe. It was like you
it was cringy, but that's what you expect
uh,
for somebody who is not,
right.
like, that's why it wasn't cringy for me. To me, she did better than some of, like, in Harlem, Jasmine Guy. Her accent is just, it, it's horrible. But to
Yeah.
me, like, Lisa is coming from almost like playing that space, so she's supposed to not sound perfect,
Yep.
if you will. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So I expected that, and to me, she kind of held her own attitude wise
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
But she definitely didn't have the accent down. But I didn't expect her to. But the aunties and uncles, yes, I did.
Accent them did. All
Mhm.
right. So, what
Yeah.
do you give for the characters?
Characters, I would give a solid 4, and I don't know
Yep.
why.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Solid 4, but I don't know. I don't have any
I don't
particular
have any talking
explanation.
points. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever their storyline, it worked. You
Yeah.
have the sister, you have the brother, everybody played the role that they were supposed to play
Yeah.
stereotypically.
But there
They just
wasn't, like, any sort of, like, moment that I was just like, like, but again, it might be the premise of the movie. It's
yeah,
it's
it
a
was
rom-com.
yeah.
So,
Um Storyline.
5. I love the storyline. I really did.
Yeah.
I thought it was spot on. I don't think it could have been longer or shorter. I liked it.
Yep. Music.
4. Nah, give it a 5.
No, it is a. I was about to say we had talk
It's
when
a 5.
Melvin try squash the thing and he pulled the
Yeah.
Vibes Cartel
Yeah.
on play clocks. Yo,
Uh-huh. It
when
was a 5.
when the mother's boyfriend professed him love, I
Yes,
sing
yes,
Berries.
yes, yes.
Come
That was one of
on.
my favorite moments. That was definitely one of my favorite moments.
Um,
Um, and
visual. Go
even
ahead.
it was the I didn't like the remake of the one that Georgia was singing
Say a little
and
prayer.
say a little prayer. I wasn't I think because it was such a big
It
part,
was.
but it just didn't work for me. I think her renditions after, like she did at the end, was it Al Green? I can't remember. She did another R&B cover and that was really really good at the end. So I did like but I think because that was supposed to be such a
Oh,
big
it wasn't
moment.
Al Green. Or maybe. So Voyage to Atlantis, which I love, is Isley Brothers. I think
Yes.
they may have she did that. The one at
Yes,
the end where
voyage, yeah,
she's
voyage to
serenading.
Atlantis.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Visual authenticity.
I give it a 5.
I give it a 5. Every
Yeah.
time I watch this, I'm like, I want to go to London in this because
Mm-hmm.
it was just beautifully shot. I felt like I want to go to London. He's like, it's the most
Mm-hmm.
romantic. Like he was represent for his city. That's kind of
Mm-hmm.
what he did. It was just
Yeah.
so beautiful. I was like, I want to go to London and be in London around Christmas because
Christmas.
that's he made that something that I want to experience.
And that's a good point too, because a lot of times we see Christmas from we don't look at the scenery of the place too much.
Hmm.
And even when it's shot in like Switzerland or somewhere where it's snowing, you don't really get the locale of where they are. Whereas this movie, you could actually tell they were in London, they were filming because you saw some of the like it just came off with such authenticity. And then even like the way that they shot it, like tone wise, it was very romantic. So I
Very
liked it.
intentional when he
Yeah.
was like walking through the streets and it was
Yes.
just him
Yes. It
and
was just
it
him.
was just like
Hmm.
shots
Hmm.
of I was just like, oh,
London.
ooh, I
Hmm.
want to go there. I want to
And because it's such a walking city,
yeah.
like, yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. And so, obviously, me give it a 5 too. Yo, this is probably one of outside a champion. This is probably one of our highest rated. So it is a
But it doesn't
4.45
it don't surprise me because we've been liking a lot of the stuff coming out
of
of
the
the
UK.
UK. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So 4.45. We could round up to 4.5. Um I just love it. I'm going to probably watch it again this Christmas along with all the other shows. I hope
Mhm,
that they're
mhm.
streaming them, but so our playlist is Elf, Home Alone, This Christmas, Almost Christmas, obviously Boxing Day. Those are the ones that we are recommending for the season. So we wish you a Merry Christmas. Come, rhythm. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
And a happy New
New
Year,
Year.
New Year.
New Year.
Christmas come out only once a year.
This year, Miss, find some other. Oh, we can. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop.
Pull
Purr,
it up,
purr, purr,
selector. Pull
purr.
it up,
Purr, purr,
selector.
purr, purr. That is called Beanie Man's Dengue Fever. Yeah, and the other Christmas tune while we're on dancehall is Miss Ivy Last Son. Um, so anyway, we've fully
Fully
digressed
digress. Yes,
from
yes.
the topic of this episode, but it is reels and rhythms.
Rhythms.
So
So
I just recorded a separate episode for Carry On Friends about the music that made me feel like Christmas. And I said, it wasn't until I moved to New York that I was paying attention to dancehall rhythms that were released in the Christmas season, not to be confused that these songs are Christmas songs. So I gave the example of Miss Ivy Last Son is the
Mhm.
rhythm, and the song by Bounty is Miss Ivy Last Son. And but if you listen to if it is Miss Ivy Last Son and it's to the tune of "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." Go
Christmas.
check it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, so this is a Christmas filled episode. We gave you the real list of Christmas movies to watch, and you can check out Dancehall Rhythms. You can check out Dengue Fever, and you can also check out Miss Ivy Last Son by the two Big Bad Beanie and Bounty Killer.
Bounty
As
Killer.
why else? Beanie and Bounty for Christmas or Boxing Day, is Sting. It's been so long. It's been so very long.
Now you're way off topic. Lord God.
But
But I
but
guess
it's
it's Sting.
it's
Yes. It
Sting,
go.
Boxing
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, thank you for joining us for this episode of Reels and Rhythms. We went deep into rhythms as well. We hope you get to enjoy some of the movies that we've recommended with your family. Definitely check out Boxing Day. When you have checked it out, let us know what you thought about it, what you loved, who's your favorite character, what do you think about the ratings that we gave it. And let me know if there's some other Christmas movie that you enjoy that we didn't call out on this episode. So, as me love to say, walk good. Michaela, what you say?
Little time, peeps.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys.